Next up, at UFC Vegas 104, we have Diyar Nurgozhay taking on Brendson Ribeiro. Diyar Nurgozhay is... Where the hell are you going? All right. 10-0 in his career. Undefeated. 5-0 in his last 5. He has 8 career stoppages. He's taking on Brendson Ribeiro. Brendson Ribeiro, 16-7 in his career. 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off his first UFC win. Well, I don't know what this kid is doing. Anyway, Diyar Nurgozhay is from Kazakhstan. That's where Borat is from. Famously, the home of Borat. But quickly, it's becoming the home of young, up-and-coming MMA fighters because Diyar and a handful of other really good prospects are from there. They have, technically speaking, they are the world's highest pubis producer and soon maybe one of the best producers of young, up-and-coming fighters. Diyar is an absolute dog. He's got big hands, big wrestling, very good resume for a UFC debut. He's a wrestler by trade, but he has no issues mixing it up on the feet. He'll find finishes absolutely anywhere. We've seen him grind for 15 minutes. We've seen him get finishes under 1 minute. Diyar's a very real prospect. He's a breath of fresh air in a pretty tricky division right now that could use a little bit of juice. Taking on Brendson Ribeiro. He's an offensive striker. He's got solid grappling. And I specifically say offensive striker because he'll move forward, he'll bomb away, but he gets hit. He gets hit a lot. His takedowns are mediocre, but if the fight does end up on the ground, he's very aggressive. He'll hunt for submissions. He's dangerous both off top and off of his back. And while Ribeiro has pretty well-rounded offense, he does have a quit button. He can be finished. He's coming off a close decision win over Caio Machado, and that got his hand raised for the first time in the UFC. Did I see Jacob crawling under his desk, dude? Listen, there's a couple of UFC debuts on this card. We just broke one down his last fight, didn't fully trust him. We're breaking down this one. We're breaking down another one shortly, and I love both of them. Diyar is very good. He can absolutely win this fight anywhere. He can win on the feet. He can win with just straight up cardio and pressure and wrestling. He's got a great resume. He's got high quality wins. He's not a typical UFC debut that's just been crushing cans this whole time. Wait, were you crawling around under your desk and then you somehow crawled back and then walked from... What just happened?
I got a Coke.
You weren't crawling on the floor just now?
Wait, what? I just got a Coke, dude.
Am I losing it?
What? I don't know what's happening. Is it my breakdown?
You swear to God you weren't crawling in that room just now?
I just got back with the Coke.
Well, then your house is haunted or your mother's sneaking around in there. Ask your mom if she was just crawling around.
Mom! Mom! Were you just in here? Huh? You weren't in here? Yes, you wasn't.
All right, well, it's your breakdown. I picked Diyar.
Here's what I'll say. Is that you didn't say my name? Am I allowed to talk? I know you get mad when I...
You can talk, yeah.
Don't get my prompt. Oh, thank you. I think, and see if you agree with this analogy, with this example here. It feels like this fight is going to be like the Austin Lane, Mario Pinto fight, where Brendson, with his style, is probably going to land something at some point on Diyar, because Diyar he's a methodical, very good technical boxer, but he will kind of take his time, just like we saw Mario, right? UFC debut, and he said, like, it took me a little bit to get in my flow, UFC jitters, all this type of stuff. And if Brendson lands heavy, he can hurt this guy, but I don't know if he's going to be able to put him out. And it feels like, just like Austin Lane, he hurt him, and it got him just a little bit too overconfident, and that's when he was able to get knocked out by Mario. I think the same thing could happen here. Ribeiro is a wild guy that's kind of tamed it down, but it feels like he might land a big shot with Diyar being a little bit too hesitant. not put them all the way out, get a little bit too happy, and then Diyar finds that big shot. So I like the boxing of Diyar. All the respect in the world for Brendson and how he fights, and if he lands a shot, he can knock anybody out. But a little bit too wild for me, and I think it's another example. There's a few fights like this where you have a technical kind of counter striker against these wild strikers, and usually when those people clash, it's the technical counter striker that can get it done. I like Diyar to get it done, and I kind of felt like I was up to get something, and I ate like a whole pizza, and it feels like I haven't eaten anything. I don't know why that is.
I don't either. Is this a setup for something? Why were you crawling around on the floor?
What? I don't know what you're talking. Don't know what you're talking about. I went up. I went and got a Coke. I walk back. I come back. Pet the dog a little bit. The dog's healthy. Thank you for asking. Got
maybe the dog was. Maybe the dog was walking
she's
around.
Sleeping. No, she's asleep.
Dude, then and I'm looking at my notes, so it was a corner of my eye. But your shit's haunted. You were crawling around on the floor, or your shit's haunted. Those are the only two options.
Well, I mean, not every ghost is bad. How many people have died in the history of whatever? If everyone turns into a ghost, there's got to be good ones too, right? Why is every ghost? Have you ever heard of Casper? You think there's only one Casper? If there's one Casper, then fucking. What if you're just haunted by some vixen, man? Some little divorcee that died a little young and still looking to get it.
All right, well, start hump in the air and see what goes your way. Jacob and I both on DR here. I don't think there'll be much success on the other side.
You don't think very often.
I just think DR is much better literally everywhere.
So that was a big moment.
I'm looking forward to his UFC debut here. He's got a good resume. I mentioned he's not a can crusher. He's not a guy that's like, his last opponent was 2-200.
No, and you said it looks like you.
No, I never said he looked like me.
Like you fucking wish that you looked like him, but you guys literally look like you could be 100% brothers.
A lot of people were saying that. A lot of people were saying that this week.
Your actual brother looks fucking nothing like you, especially compared to this guy.
Yeah, no, literally, Fiddy doesn't look like me at all.
You guys could literally be if you guys were twins, I would not question it.
Do I really look that much like this guy?
Yes.
I mean, he's not an ugly dude, so I don't give a fuck. I'll take it.
I mean, you got the little stupid fucking chin. His lips are a little poutier, I will say that. A little softer eyes as well. Better nose, right? A little more masculine nose.
I've got sunglass.
You got your nose
tan
done.
Right here. I've got sunglass tan right here.
If you guys didn't know, Angelo did get his nose done.
I got my nose done. I still ended up with this.
Well, it's because he had to get it done after what I got done with you. So
it is all documented. Just search "We Want Picks the Fight." Dude, this is gonna be a 3-hour video. We got it.
It's not my fault. I'm gone half the time. What's taking
you were crawling around on the floor. Nobody knows why. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. You can unlock all the picks, the bets, the tools, and everything else that we offer for an entire month. WeWantPicks.com.